Hello there, everybody. In case you're wondering, I lost a bet. Hey, MB Heritage Farm, Gossmania, Jerusha from Social, Mississippi. And then we got Hayden Farms from just outside of Laurel, Mississippi. Yeah, I'm up. uh, texting. But anyway, if you're wondering what happened here, I don't know how it escalated to this point. I'm embarrassed. Hey there, Casey or Steven. Appreciate y'all joining in. You just stay as long as you want to. I'm going to have to figure out how to do something. I'm going to have Mackenzie up in just a second, and we're going to get this thing going so I can get everything done in a timely manner. I want y'all to see somebody. Oh, come over here. Come over here. This woman has put up with me for coming on 30 years. 30 years. All right, Mackenzie, I've done this as long as I can. I'm taking these out. I still got my moo-moo. My moo-moo. The rodeo. That's right. We was betting on a rodeo on Steven's channel. They was doing the rodeo, and we was betting on the people that. Say hi, Belinda.
Hey, everybody.
That might be all you get out of her. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Belinda is the talker in our family. I generally sit back and be quiet, never say a word. And she's just over there yap, 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 yap all the time. But say, hey, you can look over here. She's very, very, very new to this. She's even newer than I am to it.
Hey, Bryson.
There you go. No way. Hey, it's the truth. It's the truth. Let me tell y'all something. Before I get Mackenzie up here, I'm going to get her up. I know y'all wanting to see her, but I wanted to let a few people get in here first, and we're starting to get a few people in. Nick, you just missed the hair rollers, and I'm glad you did. Don't go back and look. Hey, Mr. Boots, congratulations on your job. I'm glad that you got it. Let me tell y'all something. I have not drank a cup of coffee, and what do we figure out? About 17 years. It's been about 17 years since I drank a cup of coffee. And the other day, Saturday, when was it? Saturday, I was over at a friend of mine's house. We were watching the Cincinnati Bengals and Tennessee Titans football game because, see, I don't want y'all to leave. But I'm an LSU guy. I grew up at LSU and went to school at LSU for a little bit. But anyway, so we follow LSU. Me and him, we always get together and watch ball games, and we kind of make a joke of it and all that. Anyway, we was watching the ball game, trying to cheer our Cincinnati Bengals on because a couple of the players from LSU play on that team. And his wife had made some apple pie, and man, it smelled so good. He said he was going to make some coffee. And I said, man, I hadn't had coffee in I don't know how long. So I drank about a half a cup of coffee. A half a cup. I mean, it was, it was about that much. It kept me up all night long. Well, I got 3 hours sleep Saturday. And it was just unreal the way it made me feel. I was... Belinda's looking at me funny and asking, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know. I drank some coffee." If you don't know, if you hadn't noticed, I've gotten a haircut. I want to get a haircut to wear with my moo-moo because that's what looks good. Anyway, all right, I'm done rambling. Let me get through here and look at some folks. we've got Gossmania. We've got the Hayden Farms. We've got MB Heritage. We got a few more chatting on here. Boots and Bounty. AZ Highland. That's Nick over there at AZ Highland. Got Mr. Boots driving, but he's listening. We appreciate that so much. Anyway, and of course we got no, I didn't get hardly any sleep, Nick. It was crazy. I had to get up and preach the next morning. We got Sis here. Say hi to your mama.
Hey.
Surprised I got her on here, aren't you? Anyway, y'all, we are in for a treat today. Everybody get your hands ready and cheer on Miss McKenzie.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? I heard you wanted an interview from me, Chuck. I'm going to give you one. I got my outfit on.
All right, good night, folks.
So, well, it was kind of like this. I was sitting here on my Davenport, and all of a sudden, I thought I wanted to be a homesteader.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to double up on my heart medicine.
How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing fantastic. Linda done got out of the screen. Hold on. Get back over here. Let me back this thing up a little bit. I don't know what you done. When you got on there, she backed out of the screen. She's going, ah! No, I'm just kidding.
Was it good, Belinda?
Yes.
That's crazy. No, Stephen had a rodeo on, and we was just the people, the bull riders were getting out there riding, and of course Mackenzie was getting everybody to say how long they was going to ride, how many seconds they were going to ride, and I don't know. And look, don't worry about it, sis. Don't worry about what I'm wearing. This is the latest fashion in men's clothing. But anyway, now in all, hey, look, I didn't realize that when I got on there, I was way back in the feed. The live was way ahead of me and I don't know how that happened. Excuse the coffee, huh? Anyway, I was way back. And she said, loser has to wear a moo-moo. Okay, and I was like, all right. So I put my number in. I didn't even know what I was betting on, to be honest with you, because I hadn't caught up with the live. They was watching the bull riders ride the bulls and all that. I was still watching them light the little fire in the middle of the arena and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what I'm betting on, but let that be a lesson. Do not ever go betting on stuff that you have no clue what you're betting on. Anyway, I lost the bet, and she was good enough and kind enough to make me not suffer alone by wearing the moo-moo and the thing. Rollers.
I just wanted to have fun too.
And y'all look at this thing. The buttons on this thing is backwards from what I'm used to. I guess it's the ladies have to do things backwards. They always backwards. Hold on, I got to get this thing off. Excuse my orange shirt. This shirt is probably as old as I am. You're going to need that screenshot. No, sis. Where do y'all even find the movement? Hey, Nick, are you wanting to get in on the movement? The moo-moo movement. No, I'm not leaving it on. We're so glad y'all are all here. We're glad to have Mackenzie from the Elders Homestead up here. They are from all the way from Wisconsin, the great state of Wisconsin. The bitter cold, the great north, what else you call it?
The frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra. Oh,
Yeah.
and look, I gotta. No, not getting in on this. Come on, Nick. Hey, Mackenzie, we got to talk Nick into getting in on it. Huh? Hey, Tiny Tim, Posey, you missed it. I want you to know, Gail, you missed it. Mackenzie looked ridiculous. She had rollers and moo-moos. Now, me, I'm still looking my good self. I mean, obviously, I can't hardly do anything worse than it's hard to ruin this. Y'all look at my wife.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time she has ever been on a live. Yeah.
Really?
First time she's ever been. But normally she's working. I got to get out there to work to pay for all my silliness. Well, pay for me a new pair of boots. But she's kind of timid. Just hush your mouth, sis. We don't need no negativity on the comments. But I'm glad that she is with us today, and she don't have long stays because she's got to go make me some money. She's got to make me some moolah. Anyway, today it's not about us at all. It's not about us at all. It's about Miss Mackenzie. And Miss Mackenzie, I went back and I looked at some. Oh, Glenda done left me. I went back. I went back and tried to look at one of your first videos about 7 months. You just started about 7 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first ones I've seen. And the first one I seen was something about nerd math. It was something about quail, and you was doing the math, and you was got the. It was rough, Mackenzie. I gotta tell you, it was hard because I'm like I can't hardly focus on one thing, and it was for people that raise quail. I can imagine they gleaned a lot of information off of it. But I was just wanting to get something that I could blackmail you with. That's all I wanted. And I just couldn't do it. But anyway.
Well, now you have this video.
Now I have this video. But I've noticed, and probably with everybody here that's on here, you probably go back to some of your first videos to the videos that you're doing now, and the quality is a lot better. You learn how to edit a little bit better. You learn how to take off a lot of the nonsense or the stuff that's not that important or whatever. And anyway, how'd I get? Oh, I was going to do some research on you.
Yes.
And I just couldn't do it. I said, I've watched, when I started watching you, I can't remember, it's been at least a month ago. I won't say about a month ago is when I first found you. You were on Steven's Watch and Grow, I think. And you were doing a dance. You was learning how to dance. No, and I said, look at this girl on national live, I guess it was live at that time, for all the world to see, unashamedly trying to learn a dance so everybody can shivers.
Yep, anyway, the shivers.
That impressed me so much that somebody is just has that kind of mentality, unafraid. And so I went over there to your channel and started, and I've watched every video that you've ever put. I think I have. I'm pretty sure I've watched every video that you put out since then. Now, I don't do that very often. I don't do that with all the channels. There's a few channels on here that's in the watch that I pretty much, if they got a video come out, I'm going to watch it. But, you get 100 something subscribe videos. You're not going to watch all those. But all right, tell us where you're from. Tell us some of your background, your whatever personal of your personal life you want to tell us. Get after it.
Well, I'm Mackenzie, and I have been living at the residence we're at for about 4 or 5 years now. And my goal when we moved out here into the country was I really wanted to learn to garden, and I wanted to have a couple of animals. I really didn't have anything really set in place or in stone because I figured it would come eventually. Last summer was the very first time that I was so impressed with my garden. And I've had many flops, as we all do, right, Chuck, with your spinach?
Hey! You had to throw that in there, huh?
I have watched that video probably 10 or 15 times. I can't even tell you how many people I shared that video with.
I appreciate it, but that spinach near about made me lose my religion. I just want you to know that.
And we all have that issue, right? Mine is corn. For some odd reason, corn really frustrates me. I have farmers right behind me, literally my property line to theirs. And whenever they grow their corn, I am flustered why theirs grows better than mine.
Yeah.
I have yet to eat corn from my garden.
Oh no! Why don't you just go back to your neighbors and just kind of ease through theirs?
I could.
Or get Dan to.
But so yeah, I started with just a really tiny garden. Things that I really enjoy because it was a small garden. You have to pick and choose what's most important to you and what you're going to eat, really. And it was corn, beans, peas, and I believe we even tried Brussels sprouts. And then, that garden was like maybe 25 feet by 12 feet. It wasn't very big at all. So, as you can tell, very small garden, not going to last very long once I start harvesting.
Right.
And then I told my husband, I want a bigger garden. I want to grow more. And so each year it got bigger. And I think now it's probably going to be at its dimensions it's going to stay, which is 75 feet by 32 feet. That's pretty big.
Yeah, 75. That's 2,100 square feet.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Or more. It's actually a little bit more than that. But
and I never really understood why so many gardeners were so busy in August and September. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's nothing with August and September. Like, I don't understand why you're so busy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was crazy busy last September and October for me. And there were days where I would come in and I'd have just, the fruition of whatever God had grown for me. And I would look and be like, where do I even begin? And every day my husband would come home and he'd be like, what are you doing now? Like, I'm like, stuff just keeps coming in. I don't understand it.
Hey, it's fun though when it starts coming in.
It is. And it's so exciting when you get to, finally figure out that you can grow something. And so, amongst gardening, learning how to harvest, learning what to do with your harvest, canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, freezing, eating the fresh food as well. I've made some powders with it, and just everything that could encompass what you could do with that harvest. And then giving a lot of it away too, because that's important too, is sharing, with other people who might not have those opportunities to grow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you can?
I do. And this summer, I'm hoping to learn how to make soup and can it in a pressure canner. I have a great big fear of pressure canners. And I learned last night.
Don't be scared of it.
I learned last night that you can purchase an electric pressure canner. And I thought, okay, I can do this with an electric one because I have a glass top stove. Yeah. And we all know what
Let
glass
us know
top.
how you like that canner. I've seen those, but I've never tried one.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when I get one. But yeah, so, amongst that, when I started my little tiny garden, I decided I was going to get some, and I hope you can see this, peeps.
Hey, you got your peeps.
I got my peeps. And, it started with, I had a friend, before I even moved out into the country, I had a friend who was interested in getting chickens. And I said, you know what? I want to come with you on this journey. You have the land. I will come out. I will help you clean the chicken coop. I'll help you take care of the birds. And we'll do this together. And I lived probably about 10 miles from her. But, every other day I was out there, helping with chicken chores. And we learned about butchering. We learned about how to care for a chicken when they're come down with something. We've learned, how to deal with predators. And I thought, man, I can't wait to have my own place where I could have chickens right outside in my yard. And when we moved here, after that first year, it was like, okay, I'm getting chickens. So I had a variety of birds. I had silkies, I had Brahmas, I had Easter eggers, I had just your simple laying hens. I had, and I think it's called an Australorp.
MB Farms, no. MB Heritage Farm.
They're like a black and white coloring on their body. I know there's a name for them, but I had one, and my friend's daughter named it. You're gonna laugh at this. Amygdala, which is something to do with the brain because birds don't have very big brains. And I could not kill that bird.
No comments in the chat.
Let's see here.
Not having a very big brain. I just knew somebody was going to mention something about me.
It could have been, not Dominique or Bird Rock. I can't remember, but I had a fluctuation of different. I wanted to see what kind of birds I would really want to eventually have on my homestead. And then I ended up choosing the Brahmas only because they have feathers on their feet and we live in a really cold winter. And I wanted to be sure that they didn't have any of the cones on their heads or the long wattles, because I knew with our minus, I think today it's like minus 22 or something. Yeah. I knew with our freezing temperatures, I wanted my birds to be not so frozen in the winter time. So I chose Brahmas. And then last summer or last spring, I decided I wanted to get into this quail thing. Like, what is up with these quail? And that's when you've seen that video of the math work. Wow. I live in a small town and we don't have a lot. I mean, we do have the co-ops that have, everything you need for your farm animals, but they only have a certain amount of different things. So with the quail math, the only reason why I had to do that is because my eggs were not forming as eggs. They were way too soft. And I had to try to come up with an idea to harden these eggs. And that's where the quail math came in.
I remember that now. I did listen to some of it. Y'all, Mackenzie just put out a video on how to tame your rooster, or what, I can't remember the name of it. To me, that was so interesting, Mackenzie, how that you got that rooster to keep from flogging you when you go into the pen. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, I don't get out much. Blenda don't let me out. But that was so cool how that you were able to take that rooster that was constantly flogging on you, and just in a short period of time, have that fella saying, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir.
And it was shocking. I was shocked. I honestly thought this is a myth. Like, this doesn't really work. That was on Friday morning when I did that. I have yet to have that rooster try to even think about coming after me. He won't even look at me anymore. He just, like this morning, he didn't even want to come out of the coop. I'm like, are you going to come out, Sebastian? And he just looked at me like, nah, I'll wait for you to go. I'm good.
Yeah. He didn't want no more of you.
No.
Hey, Fugate, Josh, that's good that you send people that way, because I didn't know that. Where did you learn that, McKenzie? Did you learn it off a video, or did you hear somebody, or did you just come up with it?
You know how it is. You talk and you're near your phone, and all of a sudden things start popping up that you never typed into your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And a video popped up, and I was like, no way. Like, this is total myth. There's no way. And I was going to try to bust it. I was going to try to bust the myth. But it worked. And even my husband, for the last 2.5 months, every time he would reach in to get the eggs from the chicken boxes, that rooster would charge him and try to peck his hands. He has not done anything since. I think I had my husband do that on Saturday night or Sunday morning. That rooster won't even come near him anymore now. He just walks around like the hens looking for food. He doesn't even care.
Huh.
I can turn my back to him, and he's just more interested in taking care of the girls than he is about me now, which is, wow, what a nice, I'm hoping that this lasts. I've been told, and I've seen videos of people saying you might have an occasion where you might have to do it one more time, but man, it's better than going out there every single time and getting flogged or getting pecked at. And I like not being afraid of him coming after me.
And I don't know how big of spurs he has, but we had one.
Thick.
They're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had one. Well, several years ago, we had some chickens out back, and of course, my son, you see him on a few videos every now and then, but he was a lot smaller back then. And just a few years with a kid makes a big difference. But every time we go in that pen, that rooster would want to jump on him, and I said, we're not having that. I'm not having it. You're going to be dumplings or something. But, and seriously, I mean, I wasn't going to have him jumping on my child. And if I'd have known that, of course, it'd been a whole lot different story. But, and there's a way, and I don't know if you know it, Michael from Indy Farms or Boots and Banner or whoever owns it, that's good about knowing about chickens. There's a way that you can take them spurs off.
Yes.
Okay, is that right? I was thinking, I remember you could take them off.
I think some people use one of those rotary sanders, those little tiny ones. They're about the dimension of a quarter. They're real small. And then you just sand it off.
I was thinking there was a way that you could twist that thing, and the hard part would come off and leave a little thing. I'm going to have to look it up, or Michael can tell us about it. Yeah, they keep going back, though. That's what I was thinking.
The thing is if you take those spurs off, though, they're not going to be able to get away from a predator, because they really use those spurs to help protect themselves and the flock. And so I'm hoping not to have to do that with him, because I do want him to protect himself. You know, if a hawk comes or an eagle comes, or, a cat in the neighborhood, or just any kind of prey animal that is coming to try to attack them, your rooster is going to be the one that's going to go missing first before the rest of your flock. I mean, technically, that's generally the way that works. But I really don't want to pull that off, because I really want him to protect the birds. It's kind of why I have him, other than, hatching out eggs. I want him to protect the girls. So I'm going to try not to sand those off. I will tell you, though, when you are doing that technique with your birds, every person who's going to be in contact with those birds is going to have to do the same thing that I did, that my husband did, because that rooster is going to try to assert dominance with each person who's going to be in contact with your animals.
Do you free range, or you let them just roam around? Okay.
I do. And that was the other thing too that I thought about, because I do own a business, the massage business, and I run my practice right on my homestead. The days that I am working are the days that my roosters will not be free ranging, because I'm afraid that my rooster might go after my clients. And I'm not going to have my clients do that technique, because that's just, I got way too many clients.
No. You need to get one of your clients that you're tired of, that you're just tired of it, and have them go out there and look. You can get that rooster to chase them around the yard. You can film it. It'll be a viral video. Hey, You just follow me for more YouTube video advice.
That's funny.
That would be hilarious. Hey, Shelly, how you doing?
I know we haven't even looked at any of the chat. We should probably look and see if anybody had questions.
Actually, I've kind of kept an eye. Well, somewhat kept an eye on it, but just make sure I didn't miss anybody coming in. I'll look back through it real quick.
If anybody had a question we missed, maybe you could just put a Q in front of the question, and that'll make it easier. If you put it now, if you had something that you really wanted an answer to, then we won't have to scroll back through. That'll make it easier for both of us.
Hey, especially for me, I can't do two things at one time and figure it out.
Yeah.
I got a question now.
Yeah.
On your, I was trying to figure out how to word this.
Mm-hmm.
On that video about the nerd math and all the quail, you just going through and looking at all. I'm trying to get my finger in the right spot. The different things as far as the nutrition was concerned, and I don't even know how to put it in words. I'm
the calcium.
Yeah, well, just a lot of different things, and I just got to thinking about, hey, Alabama, hold on just a minute, I got to put Alabama up on the phone
Alabama.
I don't know her name, but ever since I seen her first video, I have called her Alabama, and I'm sorry. I hope it don't offend you.
I believe it's Kathleen.
Is it Kathleen F&P Farms?
Why do you call her Alabama?
Because she's from Alabama.
Oh.
And there's a lot of people from Alabama, but it's just something about her made me just want to call her Alabama. If you got a name that you'd rather be called F&P Farms, Alabama, then you just let
It's Kathleen.
Is it Kathleen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know my Alabama.
I got my list.
Okay. My Alabama farm life is Kathleen too. So I don't. I can.
Looks better than yours.
Oh,
Do what?
Is there a different one in here?
Yeah, F&P Farms.
F&P Farms.
Yeah, F&P Farms is from. It's Renee. It's Renee. Okay, Alabama. Hey, most people from Alabama is pretty proud of it. Makes me sick to my stomach, but I'm just kidding. My wife's over giving me the bad look. I like Alabama folks. I just don't like them when they play LSU because they always beat us. My Alabama farm life is Kathleen. Anyway, Renee, I don't mean anything bad by it. I hope you know that I enjoy your videos and I appreciate all the support that you've given us down through the time that we've got to know each other. Anyway, let me get back to the hey, Mackenzie, my mind is like I don't know what it's called, but it goes in a whole lot of different directions. But it eventually gets back to what we're talking about. The juice and the video.
The quail.
Anyway, it got me to thinking. It went from this point to this point to get to this point. We look at like all the nutritional values of fertilizer and all the different things of I gotta get rid of something on my screen. When we look at the different fertilizers that we're putting in our garden, we say, well, we need this much so and so, this much so. People do tests and they take their soil and they say this is how much we need and so forth and so on. And of course, we do that with a lot of different things. The feed, I know, like with your quail, I think you was talking about, you got to have a certain amount of this, a certain amount of that, and in order for them to produce their shells and their to produce whatever. Anyway,
right.
But anyway, I just got thinking. You've been putting out some videos on. I think it's juicing. Is that right? Is that the right terminology?
Yes.
I looked at the video about, and got to thinking about all the different things that we look for in our fertilizers and our feeds and all that. And I go inside and get me a ho-ho or a donut or something. I don't think about it. I just do it. we'd probably be better off doing that. But you have started this some videos, and you've got several videos here lately on juicing. And
yes.
you just mix a bunch of stuff in there and go after, get it to. You got a juicer? Yeah, you got that juicer. What's it called?
It is a. Oh goodness, you're going to ask me a question. I don't remember the name of it. It's like a
brain fog.
Brain fog. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Breville, the juice pump. Okay. It is called. It's Breville is the brand. Brevill juice fountain.
That's right.
And it works pretty good. If you're getting a juicer, just make sure it's actually pulling the juice out of the vegetables and the fruits when it goes into that little compost bin. If it's not, then you might need to take it back and get a different kind.
What? Hold on just a second. My wife was writing it down. Breville.
Oh,
is that
Breville.
all she needs? That's all
Breville.
she needs to know?
B as in boy, R. I'll put it in the notes down here. Breville. I'll put it on the chat. Breville juice fountain.
That'd be good. Anyway, Mackenzie has been putting out these juicing videos, and some of them's been good, some of them not so good.
Don't mess with onions.
No one, that's right. That's the onion one. I remember that. Breville Juice Fountain Plus.
I was so sick. Oh, it was so bad. But when you're playing with juice and you're making juice, mess around with the ingredients and try not to add a lot of fruit. Now, this is why I say that, because fruit in a juice that is at that concentrated level will break down the enamel of your teeth. It's kind of like, when your kids were little and the doctor said, try not to give your kids a lot of juice because it will break down the enamel. Juicing does the same thing for adults too. So when you're adding any kind of fruit or sweeteners, try to do it try to do it as minimal as possible. More vegetables is more important when you're juicing.
More vegetables. Goss Mania mentioned something about herbs and wanting to grow herbs, medicinal herbs and stuff like that. Do you do any of that?
I do. Yep. With my massage practice, a lot of massage therapists will just buy their products online from a massage company. I have found I don't like that because it's got a lot of preservatives in there, and some of that stuff makes my sheets and my blankets have an off smell. I've had to replace sheets very often because of that. But I want to know what's going into these products, and I want to curtail it to each of my clients. So I will make some medicinal herb salve. I'll make, I'll drink it as a tea. I'll offer it to my clients. If they have something going on, I'll have like little tea bags I can put them in and give that to them. So I try to get my clients to really just think outside the box and stop going to the store and getting, over-the-counter medications, and, try not to go to the doctor so much, and try to do some things that are more natural with our environment to help you get better. Because, if you think about it, all those things, all those antibiotics, all those medicines that you get from the doctor, they're always going to have some sort of weird side effect. And you kind of then got to pick and choose. Well, do you want to cough, or do you want to have your knee feel like it's swelling up to 10 centimeters? Or do you want to cough, or do you want to have problems with urination? It's like, get to the gist of the matter by doing some medicinal stuff. And it's, so I'm sure you've probably seen some of my videos. I am faith. I have faith. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus and the Holy Spirit. I could say I'm a Christian, but man, there's so many different kind of, Christians out there with different, what's the word I'm looking for, Chuck?
What's the word you're looking for?
You can't just say you're a Christian anymore, because there's so many different varieties of Christians. Yeah, denominations. So you put it right on the ball there, Belinda. That's what the word I was looking for. But anyway, so back to my point of, I'm a massage therapist. I don't do any new age techniques. So I do medicinal herbs because it's natural, it's in our environment, it's healthy, and I do some essential oil stuff. But that's as far as it goes. I don't do any like laying of the hands. I don't do any Reiki or anything that the Bible tells us not to do.
Well,
I try to be good.
I have some health issues that I take medicine for, but I've got to the point where it's not working.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in finding home remedies. And I have thought about getting more into the herbs and things like that. I just don't know what I'm doing.
And it's hard. You got to pick and choose what certain things do. If you're juicing, there's a lot of sugar in juice if you're using fruit. So if you have blood pressure problems or you're diabetic, you got to be super careful with some of that stuff. You just got to figure out, there's a lot of books out there, Belinda, that will tell you. And so just know, herbs. I have a book that tells me the medicinal properties of spices and how you can make a spiced tea. And it's like, wow, I never thought of that. Like using, I knew about turmeric and I knew about ginger, but I never knew you could use cayenne pepper for certain things. And you could use, there's just so many spices out there, right? And so you just got to find those books and really make sure that they don't have any kind of like contraindications with any of your medical issues. And talk to your doctor.
Thought about getting into it, and even with my grandkids coming up, if we could use things like that instead of having to depend on what's out there.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't even be saying this because I work at a pharmacy. But I know, we deal with it all the time. So
correct. Well, it's kind of like you're putting a Band-Aid on something, but you're forgetting that there's going to be other things that are going to make that Band-Aid not hold so well, because, you're fixing the problem, but you're causing other problems. Right. Or, even like, what do they say? Like antibiotics, if you're constantly on antibiotics, when you really, really, really need them, they're not going to work because your body's already used to being on them.
Right.
And I think that, I guess, I never used to be like that. I used to just go to the doctor. I used to, get whatever I needed. I wanted them to fix the problem, and I was expecting them to know those answers. But I think the older I get and the more knowledgeable I get with medicinal herbs and, like teas and spices, and just getting back to eating from, the ground with your garden and eating healthier, I can tell there's a difference in my body. I don't feel like icky inside anymore. And, I think we learn from our past, and we learn from those around us too on what they're doing. And you start to step back a little bit and you think, wow, do I sound like that? Or do I do that too? And, I have a friend who is constantly at the doctor, and every day she's sending me a message, please pray for me. I've got this going on. I'm on antibiotics again. And I have to step back and think like, oh my gosh, like, weren't you just on antibiotics last week? Like, and the week before, and the week before that, and the week before that.
Them constantly, like, prescribed to take every single day.
Right. And it's like, there's got to be a different answer. There's got to be something else going on. Like when you really need those antibiotics, I'm fearful for you. I've been praying for quite a long time now. It's been over a year that she's been constantly sick. But it's like, when you have someone like that in your life, whenever you get sick, whenever you get a cough or an ache or a pain, they're always like, just go to the doctor. Just go to the doctor. It's like, no. I want to sit back and I want to think about, what does my body need? It needs rest. It needs fluids, and it needs to eat healthier. And I need like maybe like some good tea.
Needs to get out and run every once in a while, huh?
Yeah. And so it's nice to, not just jump to the doctor right away, but to try to figure it out at home a little bit, and figure out if there's something you can do at home other than just making the doctor your very first resort when something's so small and minute, like a cold. you shouldn't have to go to the doctor for just a minor cold, right? Like your basic coughing, you're not like hacking up your lungs, which is what I've been doing, but I'm good. But you know what I mean.
Some of my problem. My parents didn't believe in run to the doctor every few minutes. When we was growing up, it was like, quit being a crybaby, get out there and do. I want to stop right here just a second. I done took it off. Let me back up.
Somebody said that I didn't catch.
Hold on just a second. I wanted to. Well, it's tough when you're getting old and senile, Mackenzie. I hope you never get there.
Me too.
Hey, Tim, Blue Collar Homestead. Anyway, what I was trying to look for here's a post, altruistic farmstead, and I appreciate all these channels that have come up here on our screen so far on our chat. I think I'm pretty much subscribed to all of them, and have watched some of them down through the last several months. Some more than others, because like I said earlier, that you can only watch so many. I mean, you get 150, 100, 200 people you're subscribed to. You're just not going to watch all their videos. But most
it's
people
hard.
Here, yeah. But I wanted to mention this altruistic farmstead, and the reason I wanted to mention them because of the work that they do. That Jen and Wiley,
yes,
did a lot of good work. They feed the hungry. They started out, I can't remember how long back, because my mind just can't retain too many things. But
they feed the hungry.
Yeah, they feed the hungry. They started out just with a. I believe Jen made the statement. She said that it was her calling. She felt like this is what she was called to do. And Wiley jumped on board. And well, I tell you what, that really impressed me. I just appreciate so much people that do that kind of stuff. And Eddie does it. He started out with a hot dog cart a few years ago and just wanted to get out and feed people. And about that time, a tornado come through one of the little towns up next to us, and he went out there, and next thing he knows, he's got people all over the country helping him, and they go all these different disasters and all. But anyway, it's not about him. But I just wanted to mention altruistic farmstead.
Yeah.
Another person that I wanted to mention, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out by any means, and not want to distract from Mackenzie in any way, but I just started watching this fella. Let me get back up here. I lose people in the chat for some reason.
We all do.
This farm and HVAC, Freddie. I don't know if you ever seen him. He had to change a clutch pin or something on a tractor. And I want to know, that fella impressed me with the way that he was able to change that thing out. And now I know that's not for everybody, but I was just impressed that he was able to do it without tearing the tractor all apart. And it just, I don't know. I don't think I'm easily impressed by any means, but that impressed me. And I just wanted to drop him a shout out right there, Mr. Freddie. I hope that you do well. Blue Collar Homestead. Several of these folks in here were very, very instrumental in some of our very early going on. I wanted to also miss Gail. She's probably already gone because she's pretty busy. But I wanted to mention her and also Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farms. Both of them just recently have shared out some of my videos on their community page. I didn't even know what a community page was because obviously I'm not a big enough channel to know what it is. But
we'll get there.
Yeah, me and you right there close together, so we're gonna push across the line together. But they introduced my video, on their community page. In fact, Lisa put it on her live and run the whole video live. I was so embarrassed.
Oh no!
But it amazed me at the number of people. You too, huh, Steve? Well, hey, I don't know if you were embarrassed for me or if you was talking about the herbalism courses. Spring Meadow, thank y'all so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. I done got sidetracked, and I do that a lot, Mackenzie, and I apologize. Let
You're
me
good.
figure out how to get this off the screen. I'm going to have to go back up a ways to do it.
Well, I think what people don't really realize is, it's different. YouTube is different with the homesteading community and a lot of other different ones too. I'm not sure about all the other communities that are out there in YouTube, but the homesteading community is so kind and caring of each other. And, the neighbor, be a good neighbor, right? It's different. And, it's kind of why I don't have Facebook quite yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm hemming and hawing over it, but it's just different. There's no drama. There's no negativity. There's no like anger or animosity. We're here to help each other. We're here to build each other up. We're here to support each other. And we care about each other. Like, how you doing? I've heard you were sick, praying for you. Like, it's different on here. And it's so heartwarming when you get to know people in the live chats, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
That's okay.
Josh from Fugate Farms was saying the game community is not like the homestead community at all negative in there. And I can see that what you were saying about the homestead community, this community, and it's not just homestead, because there's some people in here that's not quite
right.
Not quite on the homestead page, if you will, but they have the same mentality. They have the same values. They have the same whatever fortitude. I'm just making up words now, but we all, have a kindred spirit, however that you want to say it. And I didn't know that. I didn't even know groups like this existed.
Me neither.
In the YouTube world. I don't know how I got onto it. I do too. I do know my son is dating this girl, and her parents have a YouTube channel. They have like 13,000 subs or something like that. And and she told me that I needed to get on with a YouTube group on Facebook. I had no clue. I got on it, and then I seen from that, and I went to another one, and from that I went to another one, and that's how I got to know a lot of these folks. I just went on there and I said, "Give me your videos. Show me your videos. I will watch every single one of them." And I did. I wrote them down. I watched all of them. I got to know some of them, and some of them are on here today, I think.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure that. Hey, but you just got to get out. You got to visit people's chats. You got to watch videos. You got to
and interact with people, right? Like,
interact.
If you watch a video,
get on the bull rider.
Yeah, interact in the live chats, talk to people, because you're going to realize that people want to talk back to you. You're not just putting something in there and it's getting ignored. Like after I'm done watching this video and your live chat finally loads, I'll go back and look through that and see if there was anything that I missed that I could add a comment to. I'll reach out to that person. It's kind of like, you're not just behind the scenes and everyone's ignoring you. You really want to get to know everyone, and it's different. It's like family.
Bryson, I appreciate you coming. I know several of you got to go. Mackenzie, we don't generally go too much more than an hour, so we got just a few minutes left. If anybody in the chat has any comments for Mackenzie, just feel free. Hey, Mackenzie, I thought about when you come out, I was going to try and be real serious until you come on with the moo and the hair rollers and the black tooth. And that just ruined that. That just threw that all out the window. But I was going to try and pretend I was going to be real serious and ask you very, very serious questions. But and then I thought, You knew better than that, huh? And I thought, no, I'm gonna treat her like the media treats our president. I'm gonna throw him out questions that a 2-year-old can answer, and if she rambles on and blabs about it, we all gonna give her a pass. And
Well, I think you did a really good job, Chuck. I'm so excited, and I put my rollers and my moo back on, but
no,
I don't really wear that stuff.
That was hilarious. I want you to know that was hilarious, and I appreciate you doing that. Look, we have had fun getting to know you over the last month or so, however long it's been, and I love the video. I've done a shout out, and I used one of your videos where you was coming into the exercise room, and
Yeah.
you dusted off the. I thought that was so hilarious, and then got on there, and then Dan come busting through the door.
You gotta have fun when you're doing videos, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that was hilarious. Garden to Table with Heather Lynn's. How are you doing? It's good to see you. I appreciate you coming, Heather. She has a channel as well over there. Mr. Boots and Bounty has a help desk coming up tomorrow night at 5:00. He's very, very good. I think he said he was going to do something about thumbnail.
Yeah.
Was it thumbnail? Canva. Helping people understand Canva and putting together thumbnails, and probably ain't no telling, because when you get on live like that and people start asking you questions, that ain't no telling what direction you go. But anyway,
his channel is basically about how to help creators figure out how to do all this stuff, like editing and adding things to your videos, and giving you information on how to use YouTube to help you create your channel as you gain experience. So check it out.
Check it out. No, Stephen, I consider myself a fairly loyal person. Belinda's got to go. Hey, tell them bye. You got to tell them bye. Get down here and tell everybody bye. We about to get off here too. We don't got just a couple more minutes. Where you at? There you are.
Where you at, Belinda?
I'm right here.
There you are.
I've enjoyed it, but I'm gonna have to go.
She gotta go make Daddy some moolah.
Yeah, I got to do that too today. Like, who would have thought that, some of us still have to work, right, Chuck?
Don't be no troublemaker. Anyway, all right, Belinda, be careful. I love you. All right. She got to go change her clothes so she looks like she works at a pharmacy. Yeah, y'all go check out Mackenzie at the Elders Homestead. It's been my pleasure. And not only my pleasure to watch your videos down through the last few months or month or so, however long that I've known you, but also that you'd even take the time to come and be on a live with me. That means a lot. And you could be anywhere else. And so when you choose to come out and be with us here, that means a lot to us. I thank you for that. I really do.
Well, I appreciate you asking me. And
look, all you people in the chat, we'll see you, Michael. Appreciate you coming. Got to go virtual homeschool with the kids. Yeah, we done our time. We don't have no more kiddos in school. Well, I got one in college, but I'm glad all that's over with. I want you to know that. But all you folks in the chat, I know y'all could have had a number of things that you could do, but you chose to be with us. For pretty much, some of you have been here the entire time, and
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that means a lot to us, and just get out here and help one another, be a blessing to one another, and I don't think you'll ever regret being kind to somebody. I just don't. You'll regret being mean to them, but you'll never regret being kind to them. Mackenzie, again, thank you so much for coming. We about run out of our time. I run out of questions. I I don't know what else to ask you. I don't know of anything I can embarrass you with. Oh, yeah. Oh, I do too. I want you to say something with the word about or out in it.
Well, it's about time that you get these things correct.
No,
No,
it's not about time. It's a boot time.
it's a boot time.
It's
It's
a
a
boot
boot.
time.
I used to live way up north, and like you betcha and yadere
Yeah.
and all that Youper talk.
I've seen your video or something. You were saying a boot and
A boot.
and I don't think you know. So I think you just revert to some of that, like we all do. I mean, I do, but I said I've got to get her to say that before we get off the
And I'm from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Well, look, Mackenzie, thank you so much for coming. We're going to end the live, and we're just thankful everybody was able to come, and God bless everybody.
God bless everybody.
Hey,
thank you.
And give Glenda a text so that way she'll have your number. Just tell her who you are. And
I will.
If you ever need anything, you can get in touch with her, and we'll try and make it happen.
All right. Well, God bless you. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I hope everyone here, thank you. Thank you so much for listening and being with us today.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right. I was looking at Mr. Booth. I said, yes, sir. But we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right. Goodbye.